So we're very happy to have as our guest today, Brooke Jones. Brooke is a model that I think we would like to spread around the world in the terms of how she feels about human kindness. And here we are on Route 64, the road to human kindness. And Brooke Jones has an organization which is called Random Acts of Kindness. And Brooke, how are you today?
I am great. Thank you for having me, Les. It's great to be here.
Yeah, I certainly the Random Acts of Kindness is a very interesting title. Tell me how you got to that name for your organization.
Sure. We've been around for a little over 20 years, and the name came from what was considered a summer of violence in San Francisco Bay Area back in the 90s. And there was a reporter there that she kept seeing in the news this phrase, random acts of violence. And she said, let's stop talking about random acts of violence and let's start talking about random acts of kindness. And the phrase was coined and the foundation was founded at that time. And we've been going strong for about 22 years now. We're located in Denver, and we are an international organization all over the world.
That's fantastic. 22 years. So is the world getting kinder, or is it getting
less kind? Yeah. I guess it depends on your perspective. I think I like to put my rose-colored glasses on and believe that even with the strife that we see going on these days, either politically or with everything going on with COVID, that in fact, these really beautiful stories of kindness keep appearing. And we always see them in a time of struggle or crisis, that people, I believe, we as humans are really built to connect and take care of each other. Mm-hmm. I know that we don't always do that, but I have hope for us. I think that, if you really tune into the beauty and the kindness that's around us, you see that it's really everywhere, but it's hard to connect to that when everything on the news is negative and divisive.
Well, that's the biggest problem we have, I think, is that random acts of kindness don't make news
right.
for the media, and so all we get bombarded with is the unkind acts of people. And Route 664, the road to human kindness, is all about changing the way we view our personal stewardship, our personal representation in the world. And so you've established now that the 17th of February is Random Acts of Kindness Day. Is that coming from your organization, or is that a national holiday now?
That is it's an international holiday. Okay. It's funny, it did not come from us. We have always celebrated and created the Random Acts of Kindness Week, which always is this week around Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, it showed up on one of our calendars about 5 or 6 years ago, and we kind of went, wait, what? There's a day. We've always celebrated the week. So I'm excited that people, have gotten so much awareness of it and are celebrating the day. We put stuff out there for the whole week and hope that people get loud and a little bit outside their comfort zone with kindness this week.
Give me a little example of what you've done so that people can actually participate in human kindness in this Random Acts of Kindness. What have you put out? What's available?
On our website, randomactsofkindness.org. Everything on there is free. We have something for every day of the week. So for instance, today we're at February 15th. Today is Be a Kid Day. So remember how proud you were of something when you were a kid and do it again. Yesterday was Give a Gift Card. Tomorrow is Write a letter to somebody that has made a difference in your life. So it's a little bit more intentional. I know we're Random Acts of Kindness, but there is a coloring contest people can enter. We're giving away 5 huge swag bags full of sweatshirts and water bottles and all kinds of good stuff. I think that the idea, though, really for the week is just to tune in, be intentional, look for opportunities for kindness, and then also tune into when it's happening to you. If somebody let you into traffic or, paid for your groceries or something, just really tune into that and realize like good things are happening around us all the time.
Yes, and magnify those.
That's right.
Make those more important in your life. So you're not dealing with financial aid in any way, are you? Do you do financial aid for people as far as random acts of kindness, or is it strictly to get people to recognize that they can be kind and think about kindness?
It's a great question. We are not a financial organization that gives or receives money. We are all about just spreading the word that kindness is a little bit more powerful than I think people give credit for. There's a physiological side of it. It affects our serotonin, dopamine levels, lowers our cortisol stress levels, and that our whole mission is just to help people find ways to be kind, realize how beneficial it is to their mental and physical health, and give them the resources to do it.
Well, you've identified the actual changes in the human condition as a result of being kind to others. We always talk about the fact that people who are kind are healthier and live longer. We never really got down to the nuts and bolts of how that happens, but you've actually describing it now. Tell me a little bit more about that physiological change in people when they are kind. How does that?
Oh, sure.
I think that's a really important aspect for people to get hold of.
I totally agree with you. And I think it's one of those things that is overlooked. People think about kindness as sort of a fluffy idea, but in fact, there are multiple studies about kindness that it, in fact, lowers pain levels. Like if you have chronic pain, if you're doing regularly acts of kindness, it actually lowers it. It affects people with depression, high blood pressure, stress, anxiety. All of those things are affected when you are increasing your dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin levels. And that happens naturally when you do an act of kindness, when you receive an act of kindness, and even if you witness an act of kindness. You don't even have to be playing part in it. If you see something nice happen, you have the exact same physiological reaction. So that's why I'm always using that phrase to tune in, right? If you see something happen, like take in that moment because your body is reacting to it. It's lowering your stress. It's making you feel happy. And it's a contagious effect where when that happens, you want to do it. You want to be a part of it. You want to, whether it's the people paying for others behind them in line, and that continues so many times, everybody gets that same feeling and they keep going through it. So there really is science to it. And there's so many health benefits, and it's such a simple thing to do.
Well, you need to go to the FDA with some pills in a bottle and tell people that they need to take these pills and it'll make them feel better. And those pills, each one of them is an act of human kindness. So I don't think we give credit to that part of this. And I think it's really important because we've added the economic side to this as well, which of course is making people aware that they can do very well with their own financial well-being by giving and improve their lives that way. But they also do get a tremendous boost in the serotonin, the feelings that you get from being kind to others. It's a very, very important part of the human condition. And I really appreciate meeting you, Brooke, and knowing about this Random Act of Kindness organization. I know that you're supported by quite a few other organizations that have a similar theme. Is there a central clearinghouse for human kindness now?
That's a great question. We like to think of ourselves as the hub of kindness. There are many other organizations that focus on kindness. I know kindness.org, they do a lot of the scientific research, and they're a fabulous resource to keep exploring the idea of the science of kindness. Our whole idea is to make kindness the norm. That's our tagline, and that's what we try to do. And that comes down to anything from your personal life to what's happening in the news, that we want to make this the norm and not the exception. We don't want to be that 1 minute at the end of a newscast. We want to be half the newscast. We understand real news is happening and it's important, but real news also includes the good things that are happening in the world.
Who's your target audience, Brooke? Is it the young or is it the old? Is it everybody?
It's everybody, but we tend to find that our demographics land in the sort of 25 to 65 range, mostly women. But we are starting to see that the young people are coming in and realizing they have the ability to make the world a better place in so many ways, whether it's environmental, politically, but that they understand that some of this comes down to how we treat each other.
If you had your wish and you could make your wish come true, what would be the wish that you would tell us about today for all of us?
I would wish that everybody understands that they have the power to make the world a better place as an individual with one simple act of kindness. It can change and potentially save somebody's life if you just take the time. And it's happened to me more than once that somebody has done something in a moment where it seemed like nothing to them, but it meant the world to me. So
tell me about that. Tell me about that instance, one of those instances.
So I did a TED Talk about this, but one of the instances for me was when I was a child, my father committed suicide. I was 9 years old, and I had to go back to school, about a week after. And I felt so broken and I felt so damaged. And I was so afraid of the kids just going, I don't know what to do with her, and just dismissing me and isolating me. And in fact, when I got back to school, the school had completely prepared for my return. All the kids were informed, the teachers were informed, and were informed on how to sort of handle me, for lack of a better phrase. And they were so welcoming and warm and caring and loving. And it wasn't an act. I just felt so embraced by my community. And I felt that was the first time I really clued into this kindness, this idea of taking care of each other. And it meant the world to me, because I think things could have gone so differently for me if what I thought was going to happen happened. And
you took that and turned it into something more powerful. And so every random act of kindness, every act of kindness breeds another act of kindness. We really appreciate your time this morning, Brooke.
You're welcome.
Brooke Jones, what is your role with the Random Acts of Kindness organization?
I am the vice president there. I've been there for 11 years.
Great. And again, if people want to learn more about Random Acts of Kindness, give us the website again, if you would.
randomactsofkindness.org.
Easy enough.
Easy enough.
Yes. Okay, folks out there, if you want to get healthy, I'm talking to you, the listener. If you want to feel better about yourself, go to randomactsofkindness.org and take part, become kinder, do something good for somebody, and you'll feel better and live longer, have a healthier life. Thank you, Brooke. Thanks for joining us today on Route 664, the Road to Human Kindness. Really appreciate your efforts.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.